everybody, I hope you're doing well. A bit of a different video today. Myself and Ben aren't vlogging, but instead I'm going to be reviewing these, the Hedeby boots from Grimfrost. I couldn't find anything online reviewing them, taking a closer look into them, or even showing you how to lace them, so I'm going to go through all that on this video in case you're looking to pick some up yourself. Now, myself and Ben like to dress up as Vikings quite a bit. We even had a hand fasting for our wedding, but we've never actually splurged out on boots. They're the only things that we haven't actually picked up for our outfit. Previously we were just using regular leather boots. They were perfectly fine. Nice and cheap, 40 quid boots. These are Jack & Jones, I think. The problem is, it's got a zip, it's got regular laces, it doesn't really fit with the rest of the vibe of the outfit. So we've been looking online for a couple of things, and we came across these. Now these are the Hedeby boots from Grimfrost. Grimfrost do three other kinds of Viking boots. They do the Jorvik for around, I think it's $59 for the Jorvik. And then they also do an Osberg type shoe, which is $99. And then these Hedeby boots, and they also do a shoe version of this. I think the shoes are $299, and these are $329, so they're quite a bit of money. So I wanted to look online and see if there was any reviews like this. I couldn't find anything, which was quite disappointing. It's a lot of money to spend, so I want to make sure that anybody else looking for these kind of things in the future can have a look at this video and see how do I lace them, how do they look. So they come in two different variants. All the shoes do. You can get a rubber sole like I have, which is of course, not exactly reenactment friendly, but it's definitely a lot more sturdy, especially for the weather in England. I prefer these rubber boots personally. We're not the kind of people who really worry too much about it being perfectly exact. I'm not wearing exactly a reenactment outfit right now. But you can get them in leather sole as well instead. You'll have to scratch them up, otherwise it'll slip quite a bit, but same price. Depending on what you want, of course. But that's how they look. This one I've already laced. So when they come like this one. I've not laced this one yet. I've actually started on this one, but these haven't been laced properly yet. So you'll see they're really close and really tight, so you can't really buckle them yet. And to lace them, you have to undo this leather like this. And then on the inside, you'll see this is where the leather is for this one. So I've already done this one. You can see this one's out quite a bit. But to do it, it really is quite simple. It's pull through the leather like so, and then work your way around, pulling it through. It's quite tight, some of these. Some of them aren't too bad, but sometimes you might need to get some pliers to do this. But slowly but surely, you weave it through, get that through there like that, and then you pull this one through like that, and finally, pull through the toggle, and there you go. And that's how you extend these out. It was quite easy. If you want to make it look neater, which I do, you can start pulling out this leather a little bit further again, over here, to make the loop. As you can see, it's quite tough once you've pulled it through, which is why I sometimes use the pliers, which I might do. But you want to make this loop again and pull these back through, pull the knot like that, nice and tight. It looks a lot cleaner. So I'm going to do this shoe now, get them both on, and show you what they look like. Now, one thing I'd say to just keep in mind is check these buckles first, make sure that they're the right length. You can always readjust them. But also, these are all handmade. So Grimfrost does say that, they're all handmade, so the sizes can differ. I actually ended up needing a size smaller than what I would usually get, UK-wise. So do keep that in mind when you're ordering these shoes. Most people in reviews that I've read say that they actually fit to size. So maybe I was an outlier, but there is always a bit of a level of, difference when it's handmade. I'd also note that they do have a returns policy, so check that out. You have to get a form, you'll email their customer support if they don't fit, that is. But for me, these seem to be fine sole-wise. They fit really well. I'm really impressed with the quality of them, to be honest with you. It looks like I might have just fleeked this and got all these buckles about the right size that I need them, quite luckily. So, let's get these on and see how they look. There you go. Look very good. I'm going to have to break them in a little bit because I got the rubber one, not the leather, so these are a bit hard, but I'm really happy with those. Now there's one more thing to do. Conveniently, you might have noticed in that time lapse, I don't know, it might have been quite quick, it's just started raining. Good old British weather. Which brings me on to the next point of this video, dubbing. So dubbing's used to waterproof leather. I'm sure that many of you know how to do this already, but some of you may not. Grimfrost recommends putting dubbing on these boots. Of course, they're not waterproof by default, so let's do that right now. I have my brush here, and I have my dubbing here. I've just heated it up a little bit with a hairdryer upstairs. I don't want it melted, I just want it a bit warmer. Make sure that your boot's dry as well. You don't want it to be wet when you're doing this. Don't worry too much. You only need... You can always, you know, if you over put the amount of dubbing on, it doesn't really matter. You can always wash it off with a bit of soapy liquid, but ideally, what you're wanting to do is start off small and then up the amount of it over time if you think it needs more. So just start with a thin layer and work your way through it, okay? So it really is as simple as a bit of this, and then small circular motions, working your way through it to get that entire boot. So I'm going to time lapse this now, do both the boots, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. You'll notice there's a thin film on it. That's meant to happen, don't worry. That means it's going on, so don't panic if you see that. Right, let's start the time lapse. There you have it. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. You can see a couple of water droplets now because it's just spitting still, but that dubbing's definitely done the trick. Make sure that you do that, especially in places where it's wet in England. Of course, you know, the upper part of the boot might not be quite as important to dubbing, especially if you cover this with leg wraps anyway. I haven't got my leg wraps on today, but especially the front of the shoe and the back, you know, the heel, where most water's gonna really penetrate when you're walking on wet grass. Make sure you dubbing those particularly well. I might do another layer of this, but I can definitely feel I've done enough. I'm also going to dry off some of the dubbing from the antler. I think I got a little bit on there by accident, which is fine. It's just, of course, it is animal material, and you don't really want that absorbing anything. But yeah, I think they look pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. For the price, I would say they are excellent quality. I wouldn't say that they're my first pair of shoes, I must confess. You know, we spoke at the beginning about generic leather shoes being fine if you're not doing this as frequently as myself and my husband are. Or alternatively, the Osberg shoes in particular my husband has. For $99, they're absolutely wonderful. And I think they're a great beginner Viking shoe. Of course, the Jorviks are also a great choice at only $59. However, I do think that they're a little bit more fragile. My friends have had those, and they're great quality, don't get me wrong, but of course they are naturally thinner and smaller shoes, so they're not going to last quite as long in British weather. But other than that, I'm going to leave a referral link in the description if you do want to pick them up. Let me know if this review was helpful, and have a great day. Take care. Myself and Ben will be going to Fantasy Forest next week, expect a vlog for that, and then we'll be heading to Europe for an entire month, and one of the festivals we're going to is Midgardsblot, which is why we have picked up these shoes. We hope to see you there. Take care. Bye-bye.